Hey there guys, Rafael here, and today I have for you another game I had on Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, and this time I will keep testing out the new format, so I will be playing Darkrai Dusknoir without Pokemon Catcher instead of Pokemon Catcher, since I have no Pokemon Reversal and it's very hard to find good matches or in Unlimited. I will be replacing Pokemon Catcher with Scaperope, which turned out to be very annoying for my opponent. I will be playing against Plasma, and let's see just how we did in this match. Right from the start, I begin with a hand of 2 Sableye. I decide to just bench one. There was no reason for me not to bench the other Sableye. Maybe I was trying to avoid bench damage. But that will work for me. Because as you will be able to see, my opponent will end right now. Yep, he will end, and I get a fairly decent hand. I will be able to get 2 Darkness Energy into my discard pile. With that Ultra Ball, I will also be able to get a Duskull into play. And a lot of people will start hating seeing Duskull in their opponent's deck, because it is very annoying to deal with Dusknoir. I think Dusknoir is a card meant for a format filled with Pokemon Catcher. And right now, if my opponent does not end me, basically I will get a Dusknoir turn 2. And let's see what my opponent will do. I think he will laser me, and he will, yep, there's the Hypnotoxic Laser. And if I'm not wrong, he will also play his first switch, which will be kind of annoying because my Darkrai will take 70 unwanted damage right here. But it's already turn 2, and my opponent has already used 2 of his Hypnotoxic Lasers, so he won't be doing that much damage. He won't be able to get an energy back into any of his Pokemon because he does not have one in his discard pile. And he's running out of resources quite fast. He has a very low hand right now. And I will be able to get a fresh new hand using that Juniper. And here comes what will be the pain of the existence to my opponent. Those escape ropes were basically what gave me the game, and you will see why. Right here, he had two options. He could have promoted Deoxys, which is what he did. Deoxys was almost power up. He had already Plasma Energy, so it means it will only need Prism Energy to be able to attack, and maybe that was what he was thinking. And his Kyurem is not in a very good shape, and he does not want Kyurem to be taking any unnecessary damage just right now. So he will promote Deoxys, and that laser will allow me to get 30 damage and retrieve laser and laser, I guess, from my discard pile. And if we are facing a deck with Dusknoir, oh my god, dealing with that passive damage that Hypnotoxic laser is able to get in your field is so painful. Because with Dusknoir, if you are playing Dusknoir right, basically that damage will stay there. And here I will be able to junk hunt laser back, so I'm thinking why not. I will try to go for the sleep on this Kyurem, and if I'm lucky it will stay asleep and that will be lots of damage. I'm not running that well right now. I've not seen any dark patch. Basically I have only one energy in one Darkrai, one in my Sableye. I know Sableye will not last long, so my board position is really not that good right now. But my opponent is not dealing very well with my escape ropes and lasers, and he plays an unusual tech on his plasma deck. He's playing Plasma Giratina. That's something you don't see every day. Maybe he's been struggling trying to deal with Mewtwo, and he gets a Pokemon Catcher, and that means I won't be able to attach another energy into my Darkrai. I will have to spread my energies a little more, because I will have to attach one energy into this Keldeo. But lucky for me, I already have so much damage in my opponent's side of the field that I will be able to basically do nothing to this Kyurem, but I will also knock it out just by the power of Hypnotoxic Laser. And as you can see, I won't be wasting any damage counter in my opponent's side of the field. Here I will be able to junk hunt back another escape rope, because my opponent's board position is not that good, and it's proving to be very difficult for my opponent to deal with that. So why not? Escape rope basically okay, the combination of Sableye, Escape rope and Hypnotoxic Laser has been the MVP of my game till now. And as you can see, my opponent does not want my Sableye to stay on the field. He thinks it is pretty annoying, and he decides that he will knock it out. Right here I have a little misplay. What I should have done is play that escape rope first. And again, my opponent is facing a tough decision. With this escape rope, he can promote again that Deoxys, which has the energy and some damage on it. He can promote the other Deoxys, which is completely clean, so I won't be able to take out prizes this turn, but he has already used a lot of his switches. So here is a very tough decision, I have to say. Because if he promotes Kyurem, I only need Hypnotoxic Laser, which my opponent knows I have in my hand, Dark Patch and one Darkness Energy to be able to knock out that Kyurem, and that's something he does not want to see. So he will be forced to promote one of his Deoxys, and I will be able to laser that Deoxys. It will stay asleep. I've been very lucky with these coin flips, and I finally hit my first 2 dark patches. Here I do another little misplay. I shouldn't have attached that Darklow into Darkrai just yet, because just one Tool Scrapper will be able to take those two at the same time. And right here, I don't want to promote any of my Darkrai's. I don't want them to take any unnecessary damage, because he has that Kyurem, and he just needs another Deoxys and Hypnotoxic Laser or Silver Bangle to be able to knock out either one of my Darkrai's, and that's something I don't want to see. I've been struggling to get Darkrai's power up, so I don't want to lose them right away. And there's another switch, which means that if I'm able to get another escape rope, my opponent will have a very tough time. And the reason the last turn I didn't want to attach all my energy into just one Darkrai is because I didn't want to take the risk of losing 3 energy just like that, in case he gets Deoxys and Hypnotoxic Laser. I think he already used 3 or well, I think this was his fourth. But as I told you, I've been having trouble gathering energy in just one Darkrai. It's already been lots of turns, and I have not been able to attack with Night Spear even a single time. And here I took a very big risk, and lucky for me, I could draw that Dark Patch. I know there's still energy in my deck. There's one double colorless energy, and I know that I have at least 2 darkness energy waiting for me. And out of that colorless for 7, I did not draw any energy. And I still have trouble getting energy into my field, so I have to be very careful with that. My opponent decides to promote this Deoxys CX, maybe trying to do 100 damage into this Darkrai, but he has already used a lot of Prism energies, and even when he plays Giratina, I don't think he's playing basic Psychic energy. And right here I can put my opponent into another dilemma. And he decides that he's better taking damage into one of these Deoxys and maybe getting stuck or getting stalled with that in front as his active Pokemon, than allowing his Thundurus or his Kyurem to take any unnecessary damage. Here I decide not to play that in. My opponent is running very low on resources, and I don't think he has Switch available. So I decide to play Skyla, and as you see, I have still one more Darkness energy besides this one. So I think my best option is to go for the energy. I really need the energy right now if I want to win this game. And right now, if this Deoxys gets stuck up there, basically that will be my game, because I will be able to move all that damage into those bench Pokemon, and there will be nothing he will be able to do after that. So let's see. Unfortunately for me, my opponent draws his last switch, which means I won't be able to win the game in my next turn. Next turn or a couple of turns, so I will have to deal with that. And right now my opponent will go up to just one price left, but I got that N out of his N, and his board position is really not that good. I will be able to get rid of 4 energy in this Thunderous EX, and here I have to say thank you to my opponent for not abandoning this game when I was going through this slow and painful process of using Sinister Hand. I really hope they do something about this mechanic, because it's so annoying. So I don't know what to say about this. There are just so many clicks to be able to move just 1 damage counter. I think it's 4 if you have more than 1 damage Pokemon on your opponent's side of the field. And as you can see, it's taking me a long time to do this. But my opponent is nice, he's very patient, and I will be taking these 2 prizes right here. And that's 4 energy that are gone. Just like that. Because I'm not wasting any damage counter that my opponent has on his side of the field. And here's a reflection for this deck. And by that I'm talking about Plasma. When we got the news that Catcher was getting an errata, I thought that Plasma Plasma lost one of its biggest weakness, and that's getting the Arxis Catcher stalled. So I thought Plasma was going to be amazing, just like that. It turns out that sometimes you can put Plasma into this kind of predicament just using Escape Rope, and your opponent simply won't be able to deal with that. So that's something we Plasma players will have to keep in mind when building Plasma decks. I was thinking that after Catcher errata was applied, Keldeo will see its use very reduced, but in the end maybe it will not happen. And as you could see, basically my Darkrai used Knife Spear twice in a row into that Deoxys, and that was game. So I think I have nothing more to say. Maybe I can say that, as you could see this in this video, Sableye, Laser, and cards that allow you to mess with your opponent's board are still as annoying as ever, even when my opponent is playing Pokémon Catcher and I'm not. The use of Escape Rope was really what won me this game. So maybe we will have to think about reducing our switching card, not reducing as drastically as I think we would, are switching cards in our decks. So, with that in mind, I will see you guys next time.